that pain passed down like bottles on the wall. Mama said her dad's to blame, but that's his daddy's fault. Oh, there's no one left to call. You stay up counting down the days till you make your escape, but you're afraid you can outrun what's running through your veins. Oh, you're carrying the weight in the dead of night on that broken road. I won't let you walk alone. Oh my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other, and if you got tomorrow, then you still got time to break the chain that left you scarred from where you came into who you are. Oh my brother, you don't have to follow in your bloodline.
Oh, I won't pretend that I know half the hell you've seen, but that don't mean it's something that you're destined to repeat. Oh, you're stronger than you think. You know it has to end, but you don't know where to start. You can pack your bags and I'll meet you where you are. Oh, I'll be waiting in the car in the dead of night on that broken road. I won't.
We are just east of the U.S. Capitol, about 8 miles or so, at the home of the Commander, Northwest Stadium in Landover. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Commanders. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. We are ready for one final tune-up before the regular season begins. Off we go from Northwest Stadium. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
These preseason games, Mike, they could be a little bit tricky because on one hand, you want to protect your starters. You want to make sure you go into week 1 of the regular season as healthy and as prepared as possible. For a lot of the guys on this roster, especially these backup quarterbacks, this is a great opportunity not only to prove your worth in the NFL, but these are a lot of valuable opportunities and reps that don't necessarily come once the regular season gets kicked off.
Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
He was defended by Frankie Green.
On third down, Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
On first and 10, Jackson. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. But Dan Quinn wants a second opinion here, and he has thrown the challenge flag.
previous play is under review.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here.
After review of the play, ruling on the field.
So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game. This is Henry, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. 7th play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down. On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. A fair catch signals, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. So here come the Commanders, and they are led by the Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. Greg, it was such a good rookie campaign for Jaden Daniels out of LSU.
There's so much conversation around the NFL, Mike, about the importance of these preseason games. And while the final score certainly doesn't matter, there is the evaluation of your roster, your personnel. You can't replicate these live reps and simulate them in practice. So these are your moments. Go out, play fast, play confident, build those reps that you need so when the regular season comes around, you're ready.
His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Nate Wiggins. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. And the defense comes up with the first points of this one. It is a pick 6 to make it a 6-0 lead.
And, Mike, we talked all week which offense was going to be able to strike first and play with the lead. Well, the defense, they had other plans. They're able to put the first points on the board by capitalizing with that pick 6.
Nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. They'll return this from the 11. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. And Greg, after this one, it counts for real. Final preseason game. So what's the feeling like around the team in the locker room when you get to this point, the end of the preseason?
I think the biggest emotion is probably relief. I think especially for some of the older guys, Mike, it's did you get through healthy? Is your body right? And are you mentally ready for what's going to be a very long, turbulent, up and down? There's going to be a lot of good moments. There's going to be some bad moments. Are you physically and mentally ready for what an NFL season is going to be like? And I think that's what every guy in that locker room is asking themselves, taking inventory of their own checklist. So get through training camp, get through the dog days of camp, and get into a routine, get into the regular season practice schedule, and inevitably get to what matters the most, which is the games.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun, it's Daniel. One of the Ravens has it.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
down throw for Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So after one, it's the Ravens out front. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins. They've got it. Second down and 2. He takes off. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
On 3rd and 1, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
On 4th down, it's Tyler Luke for the Baltimore field goal. This will be from 42 yards out. His kick is perfect. And the Ravens will extend to a 10-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He fields it at the 8. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. A throw left side, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
Jackson now to throw on 1st down. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver, and it'll be 2nd down. The shotgun, here's Jackson. That one's down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins was the intended target for that one. And 3rd down coming up. From the gun, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Tyler Luke now to try the field goal. This one from 49. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens will open up a 13-0 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So the Commanders set to come out with Greg Jaden Daniels, rookie sensation from a year ago. What are the elements you see in a quarterback who could very well just be scratching the surface here?
Yeah, well, we could also make the case, Mike, that he could come off arguably the greatest rookie quarterback campaign that we've seen in the last 20 years. I mean, he was that good. The sudden change that he brought to that Washington Commanders organization is pretty sensational. So when you see the offense that they have built, it's shotgun, it's RPO. It has a lot of college elements that Daniels was very comfortable with coming out of LSU. So you've got to get up and take away space. Don't give a big cushion. Don't give a lot of green grass, because if you do, his accuracy and quick release, coupled with his ability to generate off-script plays as both a design runner and as a scramble passer, all of a sudden now it's just too many things to try to contain. So if he wants to get the ball out of his hand fast, it's got to be catch, tackle, and line up and play the next down.
His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
At the 41-yard line.
Daniels with a give to Kronsky Merritt. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Third and 9. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. A gain there of 24 yards. Good for a Commander's first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That's McLaurin open on the left side.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
That one to the end zone, but incomplete. They'll look to pick this up, third and a yard.
Brings up third down and 1.
To throw is Daniels. And he's going to be taken down back at the 20-yard line.
Now after taking that loss on the sack, it changes your entire approach offensively. You go from playing for 6 to now everything is just about coming away with points.
Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their second, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this first half. In comes Michael Badgley for this field goal try. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Badgley's kick is good. And the Commanders are on the board just before halftime.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Rajante Wester now to return it. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. The Ravens offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. First and 10.
Sit on! 180! Nice shot! Sit on!
They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7. So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hanson, who has our EA Sports halftime halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone, for quarter number 3.
To kick off for Baltimore.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Commanders' offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Off he goes. That one good for 26 yards.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Daniels now going to look to throw. He'll step up and run this.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Third and short, and it's Daniels. That is caught by the tight end. Then Seni. Touchdown, Washington. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Tylan Wallace now on the return. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. The Ravens offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a first and 10. Now, Jackson. A throw, left side, blocked by Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds, just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Ravens.
Back to throw, Jackson. He finds DeAndre Hopkins for the catch. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Second and 5 at the 46-yard line.
Jackson now. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 37.
Again, it's Jackson. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor. And This time, it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Like, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play. It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
And he will have the Ravens first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches. So we are through 3. EA Sports back for more. The NFL preseason after this. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. 4th quarter begins on the ground. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Raven first down.
Past the 60, past the 60. Ready, right?
He'll step up and run. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll try to run with Mitchell. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
3rd and 2.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it, and that is incomplete.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation at that down and distance. They had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Ready.
They'll go. It's Mitchell. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on down.
Yeah, sometimes these coaches want to overthink it. They want to dial up these super tricky plays and try to outthink themselves sometimes. And you find yourself here on 4th and real short. Something easy, something your guys have repped a million times. Win the battle up front and pick up a fresh set of downs.
The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
Come on, set. Viking 18. Ready.
Mitchell is in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown, Ravens.
Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
It's the score. Ravens 20. Commanders 10. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. Going to return this from the 10. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo. They start this one with 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Hey.
To throw is Driscoll. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Washington
They'll motion the slot man right.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's Driscoll. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Driscoll. His throw left side is complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Commanders first down.
Now this looks like a design run. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
The tackle made back at the 47-yard line.
Throwing Driscoll. To the outside, into the hands of McClure. And he'll get about 3 here on second down before he's out of bounds. This is a tough spot. Third down and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's taken in by Burks. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
That's another Washington first down.
Driscoll looking to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. The rookie from Marshall, Mike Green. He is turning some heads in his rookie year. Another sack here in the preseason. Here's second down. Back to throw is Driscoll. That pass taken in by McClure. And he's going to be forced out of bounds. Still plenty of work to do. Third and long coming up.
Let's go now.
Now Driscoll. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to have the first down. Just past the marker. It is first and goal. Throwing now from the gun. That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. Wow, the coverage excellent there. It'll bring up second and goal. The motion man here is McClure. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
It's clear whatever they were trying to set up was not going to work. He went through his entire progression, had nobody to throw the ball to, and just kind of surrenders the play.
And he'll take it on in. John Bates. Touchdown, Commanders.
Well, that was step one. The offense did their job, get this thing back within one possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Makes the score Ravens 20, Commanders 17.
A one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
Come on. Hey! Bronco 80. Let's go.
They'll run with the man from Marshall, Rashid Ali. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their second. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one.
A gain of 12. First down, Baltimore.
70 Lions. Let's go.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Here we go.
Second and 11.
70 Timberwolves. Ready?
Only one timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They finish the preseason on an up note. Now they'll have a couple weeks to get ready for the season opener coming in September. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.
Your age ain't just the barbers where you catch a fade. Face covered, cutting through your garden like a masquerade. Before I catch a L up, catch a plane. I probably you before I your chain. Switch it up, this rap pixie dust. Money ain't to us. Broski went and you better fix her up. I just bought a crib to a chick, she got the biggest. And when I saw your sister rat with the fishing hook, listen up, I've had to hit the cup. So if I swing my fist, you going in, so wish me luck. Boy, if you ain't talking paper, I'm a I tell Shorty spin around and watch it. Every time I hit the stage, I make it. Yeah. I just pull up to the crib and then I'm right back on that. Been stocked up, I ain't coming home with a full. All you rappers still washed up, I don't push weight, I just pull chicks. She ain't pulling the socks up when it's half time, she get full. Finna leave the boxed up like send it, make a play and I exit. Money boy making London money, spent most my life on the M6. Yeah, get rich or die trying, no let. Been out here for like 8 years, come from Volkswagen to Bentley's, little. What's your run up cash, double back. Baby, show me what your mama made and make that. Yeah, make that. You got such a pretty face, but I want. Tell her I'm ready, the check coming heavy. I bought them made busy, no this ain't a Chevy. The king of my city, can't nobody check me. They know where I'm at if they coming to get me. I've been in the pocket like keys in a wallet. If you think you got it, then pull up and bet me. I'm keeping it solid and just being honest. You ain't gotta like me, but gotta respect me, make it. Boy, if you ain't talking paper, I'm a I tell Shorty spin around and watch it. Every time I hit the stage, I make it. Yeah, I just pull up to the crib and then I boy, if you ain't talking paper, I'm a I tell Shorty spin around and watch it. Every time I hit the stage, I make it. Yeah, I just pull up to the crib and then I
weapon. Saying you want love for the essence, this time I'll be the one to address it. No ABCs, but I got that for your efforts. New Van Cleef for the necklace. Being that voice in the trenches, so tell me what's your preference. I'ma keep my cool if you stay composed. And when your boy gets home, I don't wanna hear no chat about if you ain't got proof, then leave it alone. I'm on the road trying to keep us afloat, while you want space and a reason to grow. If things are best left kept on the low, then I think you should leave that after the tone. Was it too much to ask for? You know that I had you. You know that I would've did anything. Anything that you asked for. You know that I had you. I know that you know I gave everything.
See, I would've done anything for you. Now you won't pick up when I call you. It was late night texting to a yawning. Nowadays I'm overthinking till the morning. Switched up and turned without a warning, but I know my heart forever bleed. Two distant strangers like magicians. Never knew them tricks were up your sleeve.
Hey, I'm sick of this back and forth. It's starting to get contagious. I had to put the bridges out you built. What I felt inside would have been outrageous. Stop acting, think I believe that's catfish, poor performance. What's your number, please, or contact, buzz you up so I can call that a ballin'.
Come tell me like, what do you want? Yeah, tell me like, what do you need? French tip when you're doing your feet. New LV when you fly overseas. Call plumbing cause I'm at a been swimming cause I'm in a deep. Don't call me, you already know. I'm on the road and you for the streets.
Young on and ain't the same. I guess we're on different things. I guess now we're distant strangers. You said there's no fun in blame, but I was not the one to change. I was not the one to save you. And you were my everything. Now I regret everything. I wanted you here with me, but you didn't want that. I'll do anything. I don't know what's you're in. I wanted you here with me, but it was too much to ask for. You know that I had you. You know that I would've did anything. Anything that you asked for. You know that I had you. I know that you know I gave everything. Your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. And now, your five-time defending AFC East champion, Buffalo Bills.
On the visitor's sideline, there's the head coach of the Ravens. His team fired up and ready for this one. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His guys come in off what he described as a strong week of practice, looking to put one in the win column in front of these home fans. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen. It is for real. Season begins here. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation.
Oh, the first throw of the season is intercepted. Picked off by their rookie first-round pick.
And these are the types of plays they envisioned when they invested a first-round pick on this defensive back just a few months ago. I mean, he's entered the league, Mike, with a reputation for having almost offensive wide receiver type ball skills. And those ball skills were certainly on full display that time.
The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, all right, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. It's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. Allen to his tight end Kincaid, and the Bills have a first down. Now they'll set up to throw. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Quickly, a look at the key inactives in this one. Look, some big losses to begin this regular season. Now he takes off. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
That's good for Bills. First down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up second and goal. Here now, second down and goal. In motion, Shakir. One more time with Cook. Fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. Boy, that one hurts, Greg. They had a really nice drive going. It moved it halfway down the field, but then fumbled down here in the red zone, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Anytime you put together a drive of this length, Mike, you just want to come away with points. Of course, a touchdown is the main goal, but in this case, to turn the ball over this deep in the red zone is just a brutal turn of events for this offense.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 20. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
Baltimore, first down. A gain of 19 yards. And the Raven first down.
Throwing Jackson. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's a first down.
At the 33-yard line.
Jackson now to throw on first down. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight, and it's second down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down. Jackson up top again. This one downfield looking for Henry, and that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
Davis to return it. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Play action. It's Allen. A ball deep for the end zone. And this will be incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
From the gun. Throw here for Allen. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
A gain of 12 yards.
motion, Shakir. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. What will the second quarter have in store? And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Throw once more. Here's Allen. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Another Bills. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard.
Allen, going to give it to Cook. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy. And what started out as a promising drive, now they find themselves in 3rd and long. After being stuffed for a loss on 1st down with that ground game, they came right back to it, trying to make up some of those lost yards.
And he's in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. For Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season. Prater, extra point is good. And the Bills will take a 7-0 lead.
Ravens nothing.
So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This returnable for Wallace. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So on come the Ravens, and Greg, what a story again last year, 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL, but it's the story if you're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the draw.
Oh, there's no question. I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around, you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles. If we were living in a non-Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, maybe teams would look at us a little bit different than they do, but they just need to continue to stay the course. Lamar Jackson, one of the best players, regardless of position, in the entire league, multiple-time MVP winner, so they have a Super Bowl roster. Let's make no mistake about it. They need to just continue to hold serve in the regular season, continue to play for division titles, get as many home playoff games as possible, so when the money's on the line and trips the Super Bowl on the line, they need these games to come through Baltimore.
Oh, he didn't need much, but I don't think he got there. Going to depend on the spot, but it looks like he is short.
It's 4th down.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Henry. He's got a 1st down inside the 45. And he will score. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Ravens.
Well, I love it, Mike. We're seeing so many teams nowadays as they approach midfield, even on their side of the 50, keeping their offense on the field on 4th down. And it's certainly a risk. It's certainly up there for debate, but in this case, big chance, big reward, and they come down with 6.
The extra point is up and through, and the Ravens will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Bills offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. That 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And, Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organizations.
Absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So, no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Grable and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
A gain of a yard on the
3rd down, it's Allen. That is caught to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Bills. Now Prater is back on the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the 1st half. And the kickoff's coming their way. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchdown. The Ravens offense going to take over just before the half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He'll look for Flowers downfield. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Yeah, a little predictable there. You feel like you just gave up points, and the first thing you want to do is you just want to answer back, and you try to get it all in one play. Nice job by the defensive coordinator, understanding the deep shot was coming.
Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted.
Jackson's pass intercepted. The Bills take over 1st and 10.
Fake the handoff, and now it's Allen. And he's got Palmer. It's complete. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Prater's kick is good. And the Bills build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7.
It all comes back to the turnover, and that's why this is such a critical emphasis for all teams in these situations, Mike. So you're trying to steal some points before the half on offense, but now you end up giving the ball back to your opponent, giving them an opportunity to come away with some points of their own.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. Now, deep ball for Bateman. He's got it! And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 1st half of play. Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our tour around the NFL starts now at legendary Lambeau Field. It's the Packers at home to take on the Lions in the NFC North. And this is Jordan Love. He connects. It's a 16-yard touchdown. From there, it's off to SoFi Stadium. We'll look in on the Rams as they host the Houston Texans.
Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Johnson now to return. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Head coach Sean McDermott there as the Bills get set for their next possession. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper.
And he's in! James Cook, touchdown Buffalo.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Ravens 7.
So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. This returnable for Wallace. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even one year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outliers. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. That is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the Ravens first down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on that 4th and inches.
This play should always end up converting a fourth down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
A throw, left side, caught by Andrews. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. They'll have the first down. It's a gain of 28. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. They couldn't hook up there as time has expired. The third quarter has come to an end. Second and 10. Jackson now. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll take it on in. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. That his second touchdown now here in the season opener. No problem there on the extra point, and the Ravens back within 10. It's now 24-14. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. To return, here's Ray Davis. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs. But once again, ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing to get them to the big game this time.
Well, I mean, we'd probably start with they need Patrick Mahomes to retire. But in all seriousness, Mike, I think when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, it's one of those things where they just happen to exist.
Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Georgia. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick six, but he does set up the offense with first and goal. Now, Jackson. And he's got another one. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. On is Luke to add the extra point. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3. A field goal here in the fourth quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll begin with first and 10. Off the play fake, here's Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They get 15 on that game. Good for a Bills first down. In motion goes Cooks. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. First and 10.
That's another Bills first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Once again, it's Cooks. And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
Tackled back at the 30-yard line.
the carry. It's Cook. And he's followed up after a gain of a yard.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
They come to the line needing 11 here on third down. They'll drop to throw. This pass right side taken in by Cooks. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
Matt Prater on for the field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
And this one right down the middle. It's good. So it is still a one-score game, but a little more breathing room now. So Prater now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. Wester now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. On 1st and 10, Jackson. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. They'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. Lamar going to work from the pistol. He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. The Buffalo crowd being heard before third down. This one, downfield, looking for Henry. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Maxwell Hairston. And the Bills have just about sewn up this football game.
Jackson's pass intercepted. The Bills take over 1st and 10.
The defense can stop it twice more as the kneel down comes. So the Bills Mafia goes home happy. It's a win for Buffalo. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.
Built on the site of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decades since it opened back in 1998. Welcome everyone to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Today, two teams hailing from the AFC, between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. On the Browns sideline, you get a look at head coach Kevin Stefanski. His side not able to get it done in their home opener, hoping for some better luck on the road here. Running the show across the field, the head coach of the Ravens. These guys also on the losing end of their opener, so we're going to see who's able to avoid that 0-2 start here. I'm Kate Scott here with Brock Heward, and everybody just about set. And we're off from Baltimore. Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP,
3-to-1 ratio. Have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick instead of the other way around. I think we'd have seen that loss flip to a win as well. Clean sweep this week. We'll see what he's done to address the showing from his last time out.
Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Running once more with Henry. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That result right there is why coaches all across all levels of football on defense talk about good, solid tackling, Kate. It's not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when you can bring a guy down, you're able to keep them from piling on those yards.
What we're seeing now, Brock, they've had some pretty crummy luck, some poor fortune in keeping guys healthy during their early goings of this season.
And this is where focus and attitude is oh so critical. They're rallying around those guys who are hurt and trying to play winning football. So when those players start to come back, Kate, they could jump right back in and really add this depth and be a better team and maybe, just maybe, make a playoff push.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. He's able to hit Flowers, caught. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Getting 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
And he manages to find a little traction on that search field as he fights forward for a couple. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Short pass brought in. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker. 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That is a clutch 7-yard pickup, partner. Pays off the call to go for it there on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Lamar off the play fake. And he scores. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens finish up an excellent opening series. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. So a very run-heavy approach to this one. Far. Hard to argue with the results as they start out with a touchdown, Brock.
Yep, even in a passing league, Kate, it's how a lot of teams like to start, right? Everybody loves to think of winning the line of scrimmage. Why? It sets up play action. It makes your protections a little bit easier. Win the line of scrimmage in this league, you have to win the game.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Brings it in at the 13. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they're brought out by the rookie who was the talk of the NFL draft, Brock. First-round hype, but didn't go until the 5th round. It's Shedeur Sanders.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play. A couple of interceptions. He's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
A loss of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18.
To the air, Sanders. A little screen pass for Judkins. And this one does not go far.
Complete to Quinton Judkins. 3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. 7-0 is our score. Back to the bank in just a moment. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. And on 4th down, they're about ready to punt. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The Ravens and Zay Flowers ready for another look on offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script the first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Another run for Henry. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Incomplete. He was covered by Tyson Campbell.
180.
3rd and long, they're going to throw. Completed to Flowers. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be 4th and maybe a yard.
A gain of 7 yards.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Lamar out of the pistol. Finds his fullback. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. Zone read, they'll hand off to Henry. And he's able to stay on his feet through that run, at least until the tackle stops. He picked up close to 4. up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Lamar now from the gun. Sends this to the end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit. Kate, you get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
And this one doesn't go far. So that's going to take us, Brock, to our 2-minute warning of this first half. Ravens holding the lead inside of M&T Bank Stadium. On 4th now, on comes Tyler Loop, going to try this field goal for the Ravens. Ball spotted on the left hash, 49 yards out. Loop knocks it through. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Onto the field comes the Browns offense for the 2nd time. And this is an interesting game for both they and their rivals across from them, Brock, getting a key division matchup so early in this season. On the move, hit it right. And his slide puts a bow on this play after a gain of about 6. Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line.
At the 41-yard line.
Operating from the gun, here's Sanders. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up. Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. Sanders now on 3rd down. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do it through the offseason, you do it through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
Secures this at the 17. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. First down now, ball at the 33. Play fake, Jackson. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. 1st and 10 from the 43.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Play action now with Jackson. He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion. Throwing again is Lamar. Gets everything he has under this one. And he swats that deep shot away, but he better not celebrate just yet. Looks like his contact drew a flag. They may still get this yardage. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. The penalty erases an exciting turnover, makes it 1st and 10. Now Jackson off the play action. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Grant Delpit on the coverage.
Jackson yet again. And again an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be 3rd down.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
They go play fake with Jackson. That pass pulled in by Henry. The stand continues. This one doesn't even make it back to the line, Brock, and it sets up 4th and goal. Timeout called by the offense, and with another timeout available, they could actually get another 2 plays if they work quick. On 4th now, on comes Tyler Luke, going to try this field goal for the Ravens. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Luke knocks it through. And just before halftime, Bronk, they're able to add 3 to their advantage.
We know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations to pay them off with points. They did just that.
He stopped on the run back to the 27. Probably looking at our final snap and a half here on 1st down. Line up the design keeper. So entering the locker room's got ourselves a 2-score game. It's time to hear from Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. It's our 2nd week in studio, 2nd week of the NFL season. Lots to get to, so let's get after it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And it's the 2nd-year signal caller, Jaden Daniels. A touchdown pass from 15 yards away. The Commanders even up their record at 1-1 as they get the win here. Next up, we go to the Steel City. We'll check in on the Steelers as they play host to the Seattle Seahawks. And it's a man who made the move across state this past offseason, Kenneth Gainwell. The team got into the red zone, he gets into the end zone. A 10-yard touchdown run. This one's gone to the half, all even at 10 apiece. Lastly, let's get down to Miami, the Dolphins hosting the New England Patriots. And this is Ramondre Stevenson. He's a weapon in the run game. He's a weapon in the passing game. Look at him go. And when it's all said and done, that's an 80-yard catch and run for the touchdown. This one's at halftime, and it's the Patriots with a big lead on the road at the half. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half. As we send you back out to the broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
all set up. Here's Loop to kick it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Cleveland offense headed after this first series of the second half. Their defense has really kept them in this game. Now it's time for this offense to start putting up some points. Had some room to work, and he took advantage. Give him 7. 7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Another one for Junkins. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. New set of downs for him. It starts at the 38.
Here we go.
First down, and they go right back to him. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too. Defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you've got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
And this is near the first down, but they need 1 more yard now to get it. 3rd down at the 29.
19, start.
From the pistol, here's Junkins. And their next snap is going to come from the red zone, Brock. He's down to that 17-yard line.
Hold it ready.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
And the Browns, first down.
Ready.
Another give to Junkins. He got him a good handful there as it brings up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd
Come on, come on.
On the give, it's Sanders. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down. Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4.
Hot 70, hot.
Out of the gun, here's Sanders. And he will have them a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns cut into the lead coming out of halftime. So we've got a stoppage now. Figured this might be coming. We're going to take another look to see if this was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again. Unlike these officials, who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
Those points safe on the scoreboard. The touchdown upheld upon review. Schmidt tacks on that extra point. And the Browns get it back to within 6.
13. Browns 7.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Wallace with a return here. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Baltimore running its offense out now. That lead already smaller than it was at the break, Brock, and they're going to face a little pressure now on this opening series. The drive begins with Henry, and he manages to find a little traction on that search field as he fights forward for a couple. Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Handoff headed right to Henry. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. So now here's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up
Shotgun snap to Jackson. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
And he drives this one into the pouring rain. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return.
At their own 40-yard line.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Ready.
Back to throw. Here's Sanders. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play. So we're through 3 here. It's the Browns football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Need to get that yardage back and a little bit more, too. It's 2nd and 14. Working out of the gun, Sanders. That's on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 7.
Air it out on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And their 4th sack of the game, Brock, brings up 4th down.
Another 3 and out.
The Browns are lining up to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He's got it at the 24. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. We see the Ravens making their way out now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens set it up 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
You're just not going to win many games in this league when you can't generate a pass rush until the 4th quarter. You needed to feel the impact from this defense earlier and more often in this game. The lack thereof, well, it's a big part of what's put them playing from behind in the final stanza of this one.
Throwing off the play fake. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And hopefully they'll have some better blocking on the next play because that was not good. Brings up 3rd down. Defense is roaring here. Back-to-back sacks have him in a great spot to end this drive immediately. Taking a shot deep here. So this one on the defense. So after the call, defense in a much different spot. Instead of forcing a 4th down, it's back to 1st. The penalty erases an exciting turnover, makes it 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. That one gonna go against the D. And it's as we expected, partner. The call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Running it after the penalty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll throw it. And no one had a shot at that. It's at the back of the end zone, incomplete. Here's Tyler Loop in a high-pressure spot. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder.
A 39-yard attempt.
Loop knocks it through, and that'll make it a 2-score game.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. When they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Return coming here from the 12. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown...
Puts the body on the line for his team. Offense up to the line fast.
A gain of 15 yards. That's good for a Browns 1st down.
Bronco quick.
From the gun, Judkins. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Let's go now.
Shotgun handoff here for Judkins. Ran into a wall that time. A couple of guys able to hold him right at the line of scrimmage. So third down now.
A loss of a yard on the play.
Looking to throw it. That one's caught. Judy has it. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line.
And the Browns, first down.
To the air on first down, Sanders. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. Working fast as that clock ticks down.
A loss of 7 yards.
Sanders back to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Throwing now. Trying to push deep downfield. The defender was waiting for that one to make a play on it, knocked it away, forcing fourth down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Pushes it toward the sideline, and he has it. Feet are inbounds. Down a couple of scores. Those 2 timeouts they've got left are going to be crucial. Here's first down.
It's a gain of 20.
They've got a man in motion.
First down, Browns.
Here's Judkins on first down. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its second. Drive's been moving nicely, but they went the wrong way on that last snap. It's 2nd and 13. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line.
7 yards. And it's third down.
Here he is to throw. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. Looking quickly here. Desperation time here on fourth. Taking a chance to the end zone. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet.
There's a good chance he wasn't even looking when that ball was released, but the crowd, well, the crowd let him know exactly what was going on. You could feel the swell of excitement. Whenever they take a deep shot, it's only going to get louder now as they were able to connect.
And the point after is good by Schmidt. And the Browns cut the lead down to just 2.
Browns, 14.
Down inside 30 seconds now. Their hopes resting on finding a way to get this football. And this is going to be recovered by the Ravens. And they're moments away now from celebrating a win. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. The design run, Jackson keeping it. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.
These players are on the last year of their contract. Re-sign them to keep them around next season and beyond.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Ladies and gentlemen, here are
In his spot on the visiting sideline, that's Lions head coach Dan Campbell. His guys looking at a little bit of a must-win already following an 0-2 start. Running the show across the field, the head coach of the Ravens. His guys with the crowd at their backs, and things only going to get louder once this game begins. Glad to have you with us, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward on the call. That is punter Jack Fox with the honors here. And here we go on Monday Night Prime Time. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. So it's second down coming up.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
They'll throw 3rd and long. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Well, partner, I know you love your baseball analogies. That's 3 strikes right there. And this offense 3 and out to begin this game.
And I think next drive, play number 1 should be a run. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. Good call. Struggling to center it. Oh, it's loose! That right there might just earn him a one-way ticket to his coach's doghouse. He interfered with a fair catch, and that gives this offense a free 15-yard boost heading on the field. Play action here with Goff. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he won't manage a ton. This gets to about the 26. Chidobe Awuzie there on the tackle.
It's now 7-6 at the Rams' 26-yard line.
First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And this will only complicate matters for third down partner. They're sent backwards. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support. Kate, you know I talk to you all the time about these money downs and third downs and the plan you got to have. It's kind of like a manufacturing plant. You've got to manufacture open looks, and that time, the plant was closed.
Pressure coming from the right edge, and they block it! And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
That protection has got to be able to hold up for a few seconds. It has to. Those are points that aren't going on the board now, and wasted effort by their teammates to get them to this point.
Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Gonna let this one fly deep downfield. That's caught at the 25. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens go up 6-0 here in the first. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen will be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, the same route tree, and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns, too, just like he showed off.
Luke tacks on the extra point. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And maybe making some better judgment here as he takes a knee and accepts the touchback. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Goff. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further. 2nd and 10. Need something positive here. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Hits him on the in route. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Running for the marker. It's Gibbs. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. This one goes for 3 yards. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
It's a gain of 3.
Running it with David Montgomery. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle. After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he He's tackled with a first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call. Is that though? You can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. Not a lot available to him. It's to the 38. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
Off to the air now. Screen here for Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down after a gain of 5, right up next to that line to gain. We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. 7-0 is our score. Back to the bank in just a moment. Here comes play number 8 of the drive, 3rd and 1. Trying to sneak here, Goff. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, get the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the first.
Into the hands of Gibbs. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This one's caught. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
4 yards. That's good for a Lions first down.
Gone. Excellent. Ravens get him. Down he goes. And it's step 1 towards the goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. 2nd and goal coming up.
It's 2nd down and goal.
Williams coming in motion right. From the gun, Goff. Brought in. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Anticipating the pass, defense out there in dime. It's 3rd and goal.
4 yards on the pickup. It's now
throwing is gone. No place to go. Ravens take him down. And the defense a down away from completing this stand. It's 4th and goal.
7 yards. It's 4th down and goal.
Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. His only previous one thus far was blocked. Clock is ticked down. We've reached our 2-minute warning. More on Monday Night Primetime in just a moment. So here he is, getting his 2nd field goal look of the half. Don't forget, the defense got in there and blocked one earlier. Bates' kick is up and good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
Wallace with a return here. He's got a lane up past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Ravens trotting out their offense. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. Lamar off the play fake. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands. He dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up. So play number 1 almost ended this drive. Let's see what play number 2 has in store. Play fake. Jackson. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
It just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
Lucky that didn't end as an interception. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Lions get ready to return to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Jump off caught by his back. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Out of the shotgun. Goff. Finds him over the middle. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Goff back to throw. Fires right away, but incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
180.
Throwing again. Here's Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Lions have a first down.
180.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Again, Goff. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. After the sack, let's see what the offense does here. Second and 18 coming up. Here's Goff. Short pass brought in. And that will not be enough for a first down. It's a nickel set for the Ravens. Third down. Here he goes. Third and long. Dumps it off to his running back. Escapes the defender. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. This from 40 on the right hash. Bates' kick is up and good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point. So just a one-point game here at the break, Brock, as we go over to the EA Sports Halftime Reports with our buddy Scott Hansen.
Our trip through the NFL starts now. We begin at MetLife Stadium. The Giants at home to take on the reigning AFC champs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Out come the Lions. They've got the first series of the second half. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes second and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Brings up third down and 11.
Throw here, third down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And their fourth sack of the game, Brock, brings up fourth down. The Lions readying for the punt. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
You know, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
At the 42-yard line.
Lamar now from the gun. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play. Now it's third down.
The coverage by Jack Campbell.
Third and long for him here. And down he goes. The Lions rush gets home. And they come up big on third down there with the sack.
The number of times we see quarterbacks with his running ability make plays, critical plays on third down, it's got to be refreshing for that defense to finally see them on the right side of it.
The Lions take over first and 10.
The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. On first down, it's gone. In big trouble now, and the ball is out. But it looked like the Lions were able to fall on it, so possession stays with them. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first. The Ravens bringing out an extra defensive back on this third down play. Goff setting to throw. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down. So out now comes the punter. Jack Fox will kick it away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Out wide, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Lions are going to have it after his second interception of the season. They've got first down here from the 36. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10. Looking to throw. Goff. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Third and long. They're going to throw. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. He's got to drive this one 53 yards down the middle. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to give them the lead.
Okay, we know that every one of these NFL games, well, they could take a life of their own every single weekend. Some are high-flying with lots of points. Others, like this one, they're a grinder. When you're in a low-scoring game, every one of these kicks is important.
They're going to bring him down as he gets it to the 33. Baltimore running its offense out now. And what's really been simply stunning, Brock, is how far we've made it into the game and their passing game, but is still grounded.
Yeah, so as they're sitting here losing right now, what I hear you saying, Kate, is it's time for this offense to take flight?
Trying for the deep ball. Oh, should have had another one there. Defense getting opportunity after opportunity to pick it off. The two in a row now have slipped away. Almost had back-to-back interceptions. A chance for him now to clean things up here on second down. From the gun, Jackson. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
I'm not going to be surprised at all, Kate, if we see more of this. Just trying to find some answer, extend plays, be creative, try different things, because nothing really consistently has gone well for him today.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
And this one skips out of bounds and will be marked inside the 30. They're just 1 quarter to go on Monday Night Primetime. It's Lions ball as they try to keep that lead and close out a win. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. Nearly starts the drive with a 1st down run. Stopped a yard short, gain of 9. After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that 1st down.
It's 2nd and inches. At the 37.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up. All right, looks like they're going to try to power this across. Goal line formation on 3rd and inches. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the 1st down.
And the Lions, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. Finds his fullback. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
10 yards on
All right up against that marker, but not there yet. It's 2nd and inches.
the 50-yard line.
Now Goff. Complete out to the right side. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. You keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
First down. 180. Gain of 11 on the play. And the Lions, 1st down.
Man in motion here. 1st down throw from Goff. Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that is good for Detroit 1st down. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Lions lead by only 2. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. He's going to throw again. Goff. That one's incomplete over the middle. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Like 20.
They're going to pass it here. Pass is cut at the 9. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
Gain of 24 yards. That's another Detroit Lions 1st down.
Oh, Gronk, look at this. He's set up to throw it. And that is the catch that should end this game and seal this win. Touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Here's Wester on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And they just saw that lead stretch out to a 2-score margin now. Really makes this a must-score series late.
And Kate, you know I believe this. You can never play this game in a state of desperation, but a state of urgency got to be at sky high right now.
And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and manageable. He's throwing. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. Down a couple of scores. Those 2 timeouts they've got left are going to be crucial. Here's 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Lamar throwing again. Connecting again with Hopkins. And they take him down right along the 30. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. Down 2 scores, no timeouts remaining. Long odds ahead of them. It's 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
It's 2nd and 21 at the 35-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. That one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. DeAndre Hopkins, the one he was looking for. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Looking to throw it. Throwing for the back of the end zone. Defender gets his hand in there and breaks it up. A possible touchdown denied. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket, keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
Taking a final shot at the end zone. No good. The pass goes incomplete, and that lengthy drive ends with nothing but a turnover on downs. So the Lions get the win on the road. And save for a few moments in that opening quarter, Brock, they pitched a shutout defensively that in the end was the impetus for the victory. They're going to be bummed not to have that goose egg on the board at the end.
You can also make your own custom offer instead by editing contract details.